There's a reason certain Toyota model years are still running strong at 300,000 miles and beyond, and it isn't luck, nostalgia, or owners exaggerating on forums. It comes down to a short window in Toyota's history where reliability, simplicity, and conservative engineering all overlapped at the same time. If you look closely at Toyotas still crossing 300,000 miles today, patterns start to appear. You'll see late 1990s to mid-2000s Camrys and Corollas everywhere. You'll see first-generation Tacomas still hauling trailers. You'll see early Highlanders quietly commuting with mileage that surprises even mechanics. These aren't rare cases, they're repeatable ones. Take the 1997 to 2001 Toyota Camry with the 2.2-liter 5SV engine. This engine didn't chase horsepower, it didn't chase fuel economy headlines. It chased balance. Thick internal components, conservative timing, simple fuel injection, and minimal electronics made it incredibly tolerant of age. I've personally seen these engines hit 400,000 miles with nothing more than routine oil changes, timing belts done on schedule, and basic cooling system maintenance. The same story shows up with the 2003 to 2008 Corolla running the 1ZZF engine, especially in its earlier revisions. These cars weren't fast, weren't flashy, and didn't impress anyone at a stoplight, but they were light, mechanically simple, and understressed. When an engine doesn't have to work hard to move the vehicle, everything lasts longer. Bearings, rings, seals, and even accessories. Then there's the 1999 to 2006 Toyota Tacoma with the 2.7-liter 4-cylinder or the legendary 3.4-liter V6. These trucks are still on job sites today not because they were pampered, but because they were overbuilt for what most owners actually asked of them. The frames were simple, the drivetrains were proven, and the electronics stayed out of the way. Another standout group is the 2001 to 2007 Toyota Highlander, especially the early V6 models. These were built before crossovers became rolling computers. The drivetrains were adapted from existing platforms, not rushed into production. That matters more than people realize. When Toyota reused proven components instead of reinventing them, longevity followed naturally. Here's the common thread across all these years and models. Toyota wasn't chasing innovation for innovation's sake, they were refining what already worked. No direct injection, no turbocharging, no start-stop systems, no fragile emissions hardware layered on top of engines that weren't designed for it. Just port injection, naturally aspirated engines, conservative compression ratios, and cooling systems that were designed with margin instead of minimums. That margin is everything. When engines have room to breathe, seals don't harden as quickly. Oil doesn't break down as fast. Internal temperatures stay stable, parts age slowly instead of abruptly. That's why these Toyotas don't suddenly fall apart at high mileage, they simply keep aging quietly. One owner I spoke to has a 2004 Corolla with over 350,000 miles. Original engine. Original transmission. The car has never been flushed, never had additives poured into it, and never followed dealership upsell schedules. Oil changes every 7 to 10,000 miles. Coolant replaced when Toyota said to replace it. That's it. Another example is a 2002 Camry V6 with over 400,000 miles that still runs daily highway trips. The owner didn't do anything special. He just didn't overdo anything either. And that's the part most people miss. These Toyotas didn't last because owners obsessed over them. They lasted because owners trusted the design and stayed out of the way. Before we go further, if you've owned a Toyota from this era or still see them on the road every day, tap the like button. Subscribe if long-term reliability matters more to you than touchscreens and gimmicks. And if you're driving one of these older Toyotas right now, drop the year, model, and mileage in the comments. I see every comment, and those real-world numbers matter more than marketing ever will. What makes these model years special isn't that they were perfect. Some burned oil later. Some needed timing belts. Some had minor quirks, but none of those issues were catastrophic, and none were sudden. Problems arrived slowly and predictably, which gave owners time to respond instead of panic. That predictability is what keeps vehicles on the road, not perfection. As Toyota moved into newer generations, priorities shifted. More features, more efficiency targets, more emissions complexity, more electronics layered onto engines that were already being pushed harder. Reliability didn't disappear, but the margin shrank. That's why these specific model years stand out today. They represent the last era where Toyota consistently built vehicles that age gently instead of expensively. And once you understand that pattern, you stop being surprised when you see a 20-year-old Toyota with 300,000 miles still driving like it has somewhere important to be. Once you recognize which Toyota model years consistently reach 300,000 miles, The next question becomes obvious. Why do these specific years keep surviving while newer ones often feel tired much sooner, even with similar maintenance? The answer isn't magic, it's restraint. Toyota's longest-lasting model years all share one critical trait. They were engineered before the company felt pressure to extract maximum performance, maximum efficiency, and maximum technology from every component at the same time. Instead, Toyota left room for error, aging, and real-world driving. Take engines like the 5SV, the early 1ZZF, the 3.4-liter 5VZF, and even the early 2UZZF V8. These engines weren't built to impress on paper. They were built to survive long service intervals, inconsistent fuel quality, and owners who didn't obsess over every detail. That forgiveness is exactly why they last. Modern engines operate much closer to their limits. Higher compression, tighter tolerances, hotter operating temperatures, and complex emission systems all work together to squeeze out efficiency. But when everything is optimized to the edge, there's very little margin left for aging. Older Toyotas had margin everywhere. Oil passages were larger, cooling systems were simpler, fuel delivery was straightforward. Sensors existed, but they didn't control everything. When something drifted slightly out of spec, the engine adapted quietly instead of triggering a cascade of problems. That's why you'll hear the same stories over and over from long-term owners. A 2001 Camry that never needed internal engine work. A 2005 Tacoma still on its original transmission. A 2003 Corolla that just keeps passing inspection without drama. I had a customer with a 2006 Highlander V6 that crossed 300,000 miles without ever opening the engine. The car wasn't babied. It hauled kids, groceries, road trips, and daily commutes. Oil changes were done on time, not early. Fluids were replaced when Toyota said they should be, not when a service screen suggested it. That restraint mattered. What these owners avoided was just as important as what they did. They didn't chase oil change upgrades. They didn't flush systems that weren't showing problems. They didn't reset engines over and over with unnecessary services. They allowed components to age naturally instead of constantly disturbing them. That's a pattern mechanics notice quickly. The Toyotas that reach extreme mileage almost always have boring service histories. No panic maintenance. No constant intervention. Just steady, predictable care. Another overlooked factor is transmission design. Many of these high-mileage Toyotas used simpler automatic transmissions with fewer gears and less aggressive shifting logic. Fewer shifts mean less heat. Less heat means longer fluid life. Longer fluid life means fewer internal failures. Compare that to modern multi-gear automatics constantly hunting for efficiency. They work harder, more often under more complex control systems. They still last, but they don't forgive neglect or over-servicing the same way older units did. Even suspension and steering play a role. Older Toyotas use thicker bushings, simpler geometry, and fewer electronically assisted components. When wear happened, it happened slowly and predictably. Owners weren't suddenly faced with warning lights, calibration issues, or expensive module replacements. That predictability keeps people driving the same vehicle longer. When repairs are gradual instead of shocking, owners fix them instead of giving up. If this is starting to sound familiar, it's because you've probably seen it firsthand. You've seen old Toyotas still driving quietly while newer cars rotate through owners faster. That's not coincidence. That's engineering philosophy playing out over decades. If you've noticed the same thing in your own driving or ownership experience, tap the like button. Subscribe if you care more about long-term durability than short-term features. And if you've owned one of these older Toyotas that just wouldn't quit, leave the year and mileage in the comments. Those examples matter. Understanding why these model years last isn't about chasing the past. It's about recognizing what actually creates longevity so you can avoid the mistakes that shorten it. Because once you see the pattern, it becomes clear that hitting 300,000 miles wasn't an accident for these Toyotas. It was the result of design choices that prioritized calm, consistency, and mechanical forgiveness. And that same mindset still determines which vehicles quietly make it to the next milestone and which ones don't. By the time a Toyota reaches 300,000 miles, the vehicle itself has already proven something important. It isn't luck. It isn't perfect ownership. And it certainly isn't because every service recommendation was followed blindly. It's because the vehicle was allowed to age the way it was designed to. The owners of these long-running Toyotas didn't treat maintenance like a competition. They didn't chase perfection. They focused on consistency. Oil changes happened when Toyota specified, not sooner out of fear. Fluids were replaced when there was a reason, not just because a screen suggested it. Repairs were made when symptoms appeared, not preemptively out of anxiety. That approach matters more than most people realize. I've seen countless Toyotas that should have made it to 400,000 miles but didn't. Not because of neglect, but because of constant intervention. Systems flushed repeatedly. Oils changed too often. Additives poured in regularly. Engines reset again and again before they ever stabilized. Those cars didn't fail dramatically, they just aged faster. In contrast, the Toyotas that quietly reach 300,000 and keep going often feel strangely unchanged. The engine sounds the same. The transmission behaves predictably. The vehicle doesn't surprise the driver. That familiarity is the reward for letting mechanical systems settle instead of constantly disturbing them. Another truth older owners understand instinctively is that longevity isn't about squeezing every last feature out of a vehicle, it's about reducing stress. Stress on components, stress on seals, stress on the owner. The Toyotas that last longest tend to live calm lives. They aren't overloaded with aggressive tuning. They aren't pushed by constant recalibration. They aren't asked to adapt endlessly. They're allowed to do what they were built to do, the same way, for a very long time. That's why certain model years developed such legendary reputations. Not because they were perfect, but because they were forgiving. When maintenance wasn't flawless, they tolerated it. When conditions weren't ideal, they adjusted quietly. When owners made small mistakes, the vehicle didn't punish them immediately. Modern vehicles are far less forgiving. They still last, but only when everything is done correctly, on schedule, and often through systems owners don't fully control. That's not worse engineering. It's different priorities. Older Toyotas prioritized survival, newer ones prioritize optimization. Neither approach is wrong, but only one produces vehicles that quietly cross 300,000 miles without drama. The takeaway here isn't to avoid newer Toyotas or chase old ones blindly. It's to understand what actually creates longevity so you can preserve it, regardless of what you drive. Calm maintenance, fewer disruptions, trusting factory engineering instead of fear-based upsells. If a Toyota made it to 300,000 miles once, it can do it again. But only if it's allowed to age naturally instead of being constantly reset, flushed, upgraded, and disturbed. If this helped you see Toyota longevity differently, hit subscribe. This channel exists for owners who care more about how long a car lasts than how impressive it looks on paper. And if you're driving a Toyota that's already well past what most people consider high mileage, drop the year in miles below. Those real stories matter more than any spec sheet ever will. That's the lesson these legendary model years leave behind. And once you understand that, you stop chasing mileage milestones and start building vehicles that simply refuse to quit.